Hi, welcome back to the office. This is part 2 of the video talking about what you should wear when you're going skiing. Part 1, please go and see that video now if you haven't, otherwise the other half of this video might not make much sense. Please find it in my video archive somewhere in there. So part 2 will continue from where I left off regarding my kit, and I hope you find this video useful. These gloves I got a few years after this, but they match almost match anyway my ski outfit. And these gloves are great because you can connect them together. They've got little clips there to connect them together. You've got these bits, so again, sticking them over your hand. One of the things that, I mean, you kind of get these with your ski poles anyway, that you can put them over your arms so that you can, you know, if you let go, your poles sort of dangle a little bit, but they don't go too far. This is great for these gloves because when you put your gloves on, these are quite thick gloves, as you can see, and they almost feel like a leather glove to them. I don't think they are leather, but they have that leather sort of feel. And what you want to have with these is you need to have your hand protected, because if you do fall over, which will happen, you want to keep yourself nice and dry. You also want to keep yourself protected, your hands protected, because what's the first thing you do when you fall? You stick your arms out to protect yourself. So these being padded as they are, they will protect you a little bit from the forces, from the weather, keep you warm, keep you dry and protected. And again, it's just that hand protection. You don't use your hands too much unless you're sort of using the poles to pull yourself a flat piece of snow when you go between one area and another area, or if you're lining yourself up. When you're going downhill, you use the poles very little. It is basically you're just using your legs and you're just holding onto your poles to make sure they don't go wherever they may go. But again, if you do fall, what's the first thing you're going to do is you're sticking your hands out. So having some padding here is quite important. However, the first time I went skiing with this kit, I didn't have these gloves. And what I did have some other gloves, but I also had these. Now, part of the reason I got these is these are quite a thin pair of gloves. These are from North Face. But these were one of the first pair of gloves that came with these little finger sensory things so that you could use your touchscreen phone. And this was useful for multiple reasons. One, I was using my phone to play music, usually Bond 77 going down the slopes, or Music from the World Is Not Enough, while I was skiing. But also I downloaded the maps onto my phone so I can try to work out where I am, like get down to the piste, go, right, okay, am I going to go down this red hill or this blue hill? Trying to sort of like explore, go to different areas, try to find different places I'd want to eat maybe, or just somewhere nice to relax in for a lunch or something like that. So having access to, being able to access my phone, but not like have to take all my gloves off. So these just went under the gloves. So these don't have, I don't know what you call them, sensor bits to them. A lot of gloves do now have these. So this is 20 years back, so just sort of the dawn of the touchscreen phone. But these were really handy at the time, just so I could take this sort of thick glove off and I could just sort of keep my hands warm still while I was trying to work out where I was going next. If I want to turn my music off, go somewhere else, take a picture, etc. So these were useful for back then. I still occasionally use these, so these are still useful gloves. Again, not Bond brand, the North Face. The final piece of kit which I have got is my goggles. Now these I got, these are Oakley goggles. These feel very comfortable. Now these attach, you know, these have, they look orange. Now I can adjust these quite easily depending on not if I have a hat on, because it just adds a little bit of thickness to it, or I can just have them without them. I actually, when I did travel, I'm just going to show you this picture. As you can see, this is a picture I've got, which has been in the office for a while now. You can see this was my last ski trip, and you can see actually I'm wearing all of the kit here. I've got the hood on, I've got the goggles, the hat. I think different gloves maybe, I'm not quite sure now. but incredibly warm on this holiday. I think like the last few days, I was just wearing a base layer under the jacket there. But yeah, the goggles work fantastically. I did have, in addition to the goggles, I was wearing my Purcell glasses from Casino Royale. I was trying to wear them in between skiing, but I essentially, for my sort of head and everything, the wrong type of glasses to try to go skiing in because I was just too scared that they'd fall off. Although they are wraparound glasses, they're a little bit too loose and not as comfortable on my head as other sunglasses. I actually landed quite badly, and they were in their box in my backpack, and the box basically ended up with this dent in it, which they still have to this day. Trying to ski with sunglasses like Pierce Brosnan in The World Is Not Enough. If I did do that, I would probably get myself a proper pair of Oakley sunglasses that, again, a wraparound pair that felt like they secured to the head, that were less likely to fall off. Maybe even use like the band that you see in No Time to Die that Bond has to put his sunglasses, just sort of laying them down around his neck. But I don't know. Oakley, not a Bond brand from the films or from the original novels, although one of the books, I think it's Carte Blanche, which is set in the modern era, does have a pair of Oakley glasses. I do remember Bond using a pair of Oakley sunglasses, highly polished, highly cleaned, and then took somebody's fingerprint and left it on the sunglasses for fingerprint analysis. Ski goggles. So these work really, really well because they just have this sort of polarized lens to them. Everything's a bit orange, but the goggles work really, really well. They're very comfortable to wear. You know, looking around, I've got sort of full sort of vision, full sort of sideways vision here, so I can see to the sides and everything. So absolutely great. I do also have a pair of these sort of very thin sort of cargo trousers from Helly Hansen as well. Reason for these is because I tend to wear them actually when I go hiking or sort of into the fields and things like that around me. Because if these get dirty, it doesn't matter so much. They can sort of be wiped down, but they're nice and light as well. So where I was saying about the transitioning between on the slopes and then into sort of where your accommodation might be, two different environments, two different weathers, and again, having something that was just a little bit lightweight, still having that sort of skiing feel to them. I thought these were useful just as an additional pair of trousers to wear, but also I can just easily take anything else from my wardrobe and take with me just to smarten myself up. But for just lounging around, again, another pair of Helly Hansen trousers just to be included. Hi there. So as you can see, I'm wearing a completely different outfit, but the reason for that is because I remembered a couple of things that I'd forgotten when I originally recorded the ski stuff. So obviously I still didn't find the snoods. I'm not sure where that's got to. One thing I had with me the entire time was this backpack, which is essentially just carrying, water. I carried cameras, bits so that I could, adjust. I could have the camera on my head. I could have a camera on my chest. So I carried some camera stuff in my bag, as well as sunglasses and a spare top should I've got like completely sodden. So it was useful to have something just to carry a few bits with me, despite the fact I had so many pockets on my jacket. Having just something else to carry all those other bits with you is useful as well. The other thing, this is the main thing that I wanted to talk about, with my snow boots. Now, these are, again, from the North Face. They have a very nice chunky sole, and as you can see, they're rubberized all the way up around here. Now, snow boots are incredibly useful for going between your hotel and where your ski equipment is. Now, depending on the location of these things, it could be way down the bottom of the mountain where there's no snow, so you might not need something like this to go to your ski lifts to get up to the top of the mountains, or you will need it because there's deep snow all around.
And having a nice, really good pair for when you're not skiing, when you're wandering around the resort, something like this, just to keep your feet nice and dry and warm. And I've used these for, they're actually quite muddy, so the last time I used them must have been hiking or something like that, when it was very, very wet and muddy. But again, these are from the North Face. I recommend the North Face for these. I've had a really good pair of hiking boots from them as well. So something like this to wander around during your non-skiing time is really, really useful, and I'd say essential for as part of your skiing attire going all over the place. So hopefully just this little addition onto that video.
So to wrap up, that's the kit that I have. Now, when I read the book, Being James Bond, the skiing chapter, everything that Joe Darlington talked about is pretty much here, with the exception of the snood, which I couldn't find, which I mentioned earlier. The base layers, the socks, the snood, goggles, a hat, a decent pair of ski trousers, and ski jacket. I'd recommend having the separates because you can take the jacket off and go skiing in your fleece layer or your base layer if it is really, really too hot. If you're in an all-in-one, unless you sort of tie it around your waist, you're kind of stuck in it. So having the separates would be my recommendation. Also, it's useful for like I said about earlier, I have gone to Milton Keynes a number of times to go skiing on a real snow slope, and I'd kind of just wear the trousers, wouldn't necessarily need the jacket, because when you're skiing, your body heat just heats everything up, so didn't really need the jacket. But having everything as an option is just, like I said, it's an option, and you're able to sort of interchange between the pieces. Helly Hansen is not a sponsor, and B, it isn't officially a Bond brand, however, does have those links to Spectre in terms of the crew kit that they had. For now, that is everything to do with my skiing attire. What do you think about that? Is there anything that I have missed? Hopefully not. I think I've covered all bases. But is there anything I've missed? Is there any sort of additional brands that you would want to? Is there any brands that you think would be worthwhile looking into for future Bond skiing? I mean, Bogner at the moment are pushing a new 007 line. They have for the last 2-3 years, I think. So they've got a new line out for the last 3 years. Will Bogner be seen again in a Bond film? Or should it be a new? So that's everything for now. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with somebody you think will find this of interest. Until next time, thank you for watching. Hello? No.